going, folks? I'm Matt, and this is Photosynthetic. Welcome to another episode of Meet the Grower. Today, I have a very special guest. He lives just to the west of me. Guys, I'd like to welcome the man, the myth, the facial hair, CannaBeard grows. CannaBeard, thank you, sir. I am so happy you're here.
Hi.
So, yeah, exactly. So, CannaBeard, Beard, I don't know what you...
Good to cyber meet you. I've watched your show.
And yours, sir. Big fan. You know, actually, just before the episode here, I was getting up to speed on your new cup that you got going on there, the 2-cup 1-plant challenge. So, guys, if you're not familiar, go check out the CannaBeard Grows channel because he's got some seriously cool stuff. Yeah, bring us up to speed here. Before we get into it, this is the magic.
Basically, I've got this is my round 2 of the CannaBeard Cup. It's just sort of a grow-off challenge, just for fun and shits and giggles. This one, I'm calling it the 2-cup 1-plant challenge. I'm encouraging people to use ingenuity to create some sort of a whatever you can do with 2 cups and grow the best plant you can out of 2 cups somehow. And I'm hoping for some weirdness.
Awesome.
Who knows, right?
This is through ILGM, who also shows me some love from time to time. And guys, CannaBeard is going to help you out if you're up here in Canada with getting some of those Autoflower seeds. So again, go check out his channel. Really, really cool stuff. And you got me thinking, maybe I should do some sort of a grill off.
You're welcome to join. I'm if you don't have a cheese seed, I got one for you, my friend.
We should think about this. And definitely covered on that. CannaBeard, break it down for me. Life story. Tell me the tale of how you started and how you got to where you are now.
Well, in the late 70s, I was born. And anyway, then I spent, once I got into a teenager, because you don't care about my childhood, I started tattooing. The ink, man. I was all about the ink. And I did that for about 27 years. I moved to the West Coast. I loved it. I was pretty darn good at it, I think. And eventually, my arm started going. I started getting nerve damage on the right side of my body slowly. And there's a lot to it, but the long and the short of it is the nerve damage cost me my career. And it started to cost my brain a little bit because it was all I knew. And I didn't know quite where to go, right? I didn't know what to do. And I was handed a I can't even say it. I'm all fucking stoned now. ACMPR.
There you go. I got one of those myself.
One of those things. I got given one of those things. And they were like, go home, smoke pot, and find a new hobby. Stop tattooing. It's killing your arm. And you're not going to be able to hold anything in 5 years if you keep it up. So I went home and I started growing. And I was a bit of a YouTuber on the side doing some gaming just because I didn't know what else to do with my life at that point. And I thought, I might as well start documenting my cannabis grow. And here we are a couple of years later. And I'm CannaBeard Grows now.
Right on. And you've been quite successful at it, obviously. You got 35,000 subs, a whole bunch of stuff growing on, and you're getting a greenhouse going. Why don't you tell me a little bit about the greenhouse?
I'm getting built because I'm obviously the nerve damage sort of limits some of the mobilities, but I'm having a 20 by 13 foot greenhouse built in the backyard. Last year we kind of ran out of time in the fall for cannabis, and I had to cut it down just 2 weeks earlier than I wished I could have. So this year I don't know if I can fit all 4 in there, but I'm gonna try. And I've also been a little bit hot pepper crazy last year. I got the gardening bug. They say cannabis leads to this and that. I think cannabis leads to more gardening.
Oh, absolutely. I've got 100 square feet of space outside myself, so I hear you.
I'm ripping up all the lawn and planting everything I can.
Nice, man. Nice. Permaculture. It's just fun, man. And especially if you're in BC and whatnot, you definitely have some good weather and good climate out there for growing in general. So
yeah, indeed.
Let's talk about growing a bit more. Your grow style. I know that you're dabbling now in organics, but where did you originally get going with growing synthetics? I'm guessing.
Yep. Like most people, I started on the cheapest thing you can buy, which is salt nutrients, general hydroponics. You know, buy that bag of salt and it'll last you for years. it just makes kind of crappy terpenes, and we all know how that road goes. It works, but it's just not. That's not the way to do it. It's really not. Like anybody that's gone organic, they will tell you that the test of the tail is once you go organic, you won't go back. You'll just the flavor and the joy of gardening in an organic manner is so much more real.
It puts you in touch. You're a little more connected. I mean, your hands are in the dirt.
There's worms. There's my soil is alive. You know,
sure.
That's really cool. I think that's a very. It definitely sort of connects you a little bit more than just pouring, petroleums on your plant and watching them explode because of chemicals.
Fair enough. I mean, of course, I don't need to be sold on it, but what was the aha moment? What made you go, you know what, I'm going to turn away from the bottle and start, hanging out with the worms?
Funny thing, it was actually a transition bottle. It was, what's it called? Emerald Harvest, which is basically a pseudo-organic. It's organically derived. It's what I like to call a gateway organic.
Nice.
I loved what it did for me. It was so good, but it just wasn't full organic yet. And then a lot of the things I wanted to do might have been interfered just slightly with some of the chemistry of that. I've talked with the Emerald Harvest people pretty extensively, and for the most part, their stuff can work hand in hand with organics. But I just sort of felt that I wanted to go down a little bit more of a true organic and really mix my own soils and get living soil beds, and maybe play with the no-till, that kind of stuff.
We got the peanut gallery getting excited upstairs there. So now, what would you say your biggest failure has been as a grower when things didn't really go so well and you had to maybe chop down the entire grow or lost half of it for some reason?
Honestly, I think my biggest failure as a grower thus far is focusing too much early game on YouTube entertainment and not enough on my fucking grow. I found I was trying to use new tools and new nutrients and new techniques every time I was doing a new grow. And as a result, I didn't dial anything in. I wasn't really learning from my mistakes. And I really stopped and was like, okay, what do I really want to do? I got to find something that I'm interested in and that I really want to focus on, and then focus on that and actually have some multiple grows under the same techniques. That way I can start eliminating my problems and start improving my grows rather than starting from scratch every time, which is what I was doing.
Consistency is key for sure. The best way to learn.
I think that it was time for me to focus rather than just try everything.
No, that's great. And I think I've done a little bit of that myself. You tend to want to cater to the audience a little bit because it makes for interesting content and whatnot, but also just staying true to your style and what you're doing, I think has better returns in the long run. Flipping it around.
Yeah, there's a bit of both on that. So you can go both ways. You can entertain, but you gotta focus for sure. I think there's a happy medium to be found.
I definitely agree with that. Now flipping it around, how about the best grow? When everything came together, when you had it all dialed in. Tell me about that.
I don't know if I ever have, to be honest.
Always striving for better. Right?
I think my outdoors last year just blew me away.
Yeah.
And that was, I think, why I decided to go to, I'm currently using Gaia Green as a top dressing.
Yeah.
As my main nutrient supply.
Very true.
That's what I used on my outdoor, and I just fed them teas. I fed them lots of tea, a little bit of top dressing. And holy crap, I got a 12-foot Congo last year. It was just, and it was 4 arms. I topped it, and it created 4 12-foot arms. I was like, wow. Like I said, I had to cut some of them. Some of them were a little early to be cut down, but that's what hopefully the greenhouse is going to help me with this year. But it spoke to me. It really I had a living soil, big 25-gallon living soil beds that they were in, and they were happy, really happy. And I'm like, I want to do that inside.
The plants speak to you. They do. And when they're loving life, I mean, you know about it. So let's talk about tools in the grow room now. You're out in the grow room. You're reaching for that favorite tool. What are you picking up?
It's funny.
The dab torch.
The torch, right here, and I'm not even kidding. I thought about this one, and I'm like, how am I going to answer this question? Because I'm like, what is my favorite tool? And it's got to be the dab torch, and the reason is I don't smoke cannabis like a lot of people do. I don't smoke joints anymore. I'm a dabber myself. I'm all about the concentrates.
Yep. It's a cleaner, more gentleman's way to consume.
It reminds me of doing shots at the bar. It's a little more, sure, we could say sophisticated, I suppose, but it's just the fact that there's so much plant matter in the plant when you're smoking a joint. And I'm an ex-smoker. I find joints kind of taste like a cigarette still to me. And this tastes like pure cannabis. This is a CBD cheese. This is like my main meds right here. Good
very
stuff.
Nice. Very nice. Now, is that grown and pressed by yourself?
This is actually a BHO extraction. It's sort of more of a sauce at this point. Full spectrum. I use the full plant, right? But I do have a dab press as well.
Okay, yeah, I thought maybe the consistency looked a little off to be an actual rosin and whatnot. But no, I couldn't agree with you more since the guys at Low Temp, I guess the other shoulder, hooked me up 6 months back. I've been a complete convert. In the time that I've since had that unit, I've maybe smoked a couple of joints, and I don't have a taste for it anymore.
It does. It's interesting. I find when I go back and smoke a joint every once in a while, when I'm just tasting a new flower I grew or seeing where the cure is at, I get a very different high. I kind of like it, but very scattered. I like doing it once in a while. I've definitely leaned towards the concentrates, whether it's rosin or BHO. It's just so much. The reality, the way I look at it, it's like this. You got about 80% matter and about 20% cannabinoids that you're after. Now you need to set fire to this whole 100% thing and smoke all of this in to get this 20%. And you're taking all this 80% extra carbon, chlorophyll, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if we can just eliminate that by concentrating it first, it's just so much easier on my lungs. Although I tend to dab more and get
the danger.
I'm on a show for YouTube. What can I say?
Yeah, no, fair enough, and I can agree with that. I've definitely found myself in need of more material over time, of course. And it's efficient, right? Like that's the thing. Instead of sitting there smoking a joint for half an hour, you have a couple of dabs and get back on your day, and you don't stink either. So there's all the reasons to sell it, folks. Otherwise, edibles are your friend. What do you think that not enough people know about, or maybe not enough people are doing in the grow room when they're growing cannabis?
Finding community.
Ooh.
And I'm serious about this one too. Like, there's Facebook groups. I've got a really awesome Discord group full of growers. There's Instagram groups. There's lots of groups of people, of growers out there. Find some like-minded people. Nobody knows everything. A lot of people pretend they know a lot.
Yep.
But the reality is we all know things. And together we might know everything. In big groups of people, like we've got this, like I said, the Discord. So I'm going to plug my own Discord for a second. But we got this Discord group, and it's full of amazing growers, and they're all so helpful. Like somebody new comes in, sometimes they're a little shy. Like, oh, I got this question I didn't really want to ask you guys. I didn't want to be made fun of. Nobody makes fun of nobody, and they're just like, yeah, dude, this is how you do it. And everybody's so blown away at how family-like the community of the cannabis industry can truly be. Like, you know it as well as I do. There's a lot of good people out there, a lot. So many. And I think it's important to start bringing them together. I really do. There's lots of groups out there. Find one.
Yeah. No, that's the wonderful thing about it, is because as more states come online and become legal and whatnot, like New York, way to go. Woo, good for you guys. we're able to learn more, share more, the stigma goes away, the science comes out, and like you say, that community grows. And let's face it, you get a bunch of guys who like growing together, they're just going to chat about growing anyway. So makes this show work.
Growers love to talk about growing, and they love to give advice. So if you give a platform where they can do that, I was surprised. I thought people were going to be trolls, and there's going to be like dicks and a lot of big fat heads and stuff. And it wasn't. It really isn't.
Yep.
There's the occasional one happens, but most people are good about it when it comes to cannabis.
I hear you. I hear you.
Because they just want to help.
Yeah, just like the worms in your pot, man. It self-regulates and takes care of itself. And I found that too, because I've had trolls in the comments and whatnot. I'm sure you've had as well. And the community tends to band together against these boneheads because we just want to help people grow. We just want people to grow. It doesn't matter how you're growing. As long as you're growing, you're growing. And that's really what matters.
I want to state for the record, I don't try to help people grow. I'm not a teacher. I'm an entertainer. I consider myself cannabis entertainment. That's one of the big arguments I get a lot of people saying, hey, you're not teaching this right, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't know either. I know as much as I do because of my community.
Sweet.
And that's real. I focus on entertainment.
So let's talk about that. YouTube, the Canna creator, it's a tough gig, man. You yourself told me just before we got going here that you've had more than one encounter with the YouTube overlords. Tell me about your journey as a Canna creator and some of the strafes that you've had to deal with.
You're allowed 3 strikes well, you're allowed 1 warning and 2 strikes. 3rd strike, they delete your channel.
Yep.
I've had 7 strikes. I've had them retracted. I fought every single one of them tooth and nail because they're all wrong. They call me out for selling drugs. I don't sell drugs. I sell stickers.
Yep. I got stickers now. Yay.
I actually know a little something about this. I know one of the things, you can choose to use this or not, just because it's a bit of a touchy subject when it comes to YouTube. YouTube itself hates hearing this out loud, but it's true.
Oh, please tell me.
Because of outsourcing, they tend to outsource a lot of their delegation of ranking of YouTube videos to all over the world.
Interesting.
And just because cannabis is legal in Canada and some states, not federally yet, even in the states, there's people that are straight up, they don't like weed. They say it's it's the fucking devil's lettuce still. And if you get a moderator that thinks that way,
yeah,
you just got your freaking video flagged, my friend. You got your video 18 age restricted, which is a death sentence. There's so much of it tends to get miscategorized because of law differences and just moderators not knowing the legalities of the things. I've been pitching this for a while, and I feel somewhere there's a middle ground. They have YouTube Kids.
Yep.
Yes. They have YouTube Normal. They have YouTube Music. Why the hell have they not yet set YouTube Adult? Make YouTube that is, you don't need to go pornography. Let's be real here, but there's a lot of content that should be looked at. This is a platform of knowledge.
Yes.
And people come here to be entertained or to learn something. And cannabis is something, and it's something big, and it needs to be talked about, and it can't be hidden anymore. It's not the drug. It's not the drug that they've been telling us it is, cracking your brain on drugs in the frying pan. That's bullshit, and we all know it.
Children are
changing.
Yeah. No, you certainly hit like several good points there. I mean, I threw a video up on this a month and a half ago, just talking about the sheer hypocrisy of YouTube, where recently I put up a grow tent video, got a new grow tent from Visvo Sun, and thanks again, guys. But I didn't actually mention the word cannabis, but in said imagery, I had the plants. And that was it. The video wasn't able to be monetized, anything like that. I'm surprised they didn't actually put it behind the over 18. but they didn't, which again is surprising. But to that point, if I go on and I search about how to distill whiskey, I don't have to be 18 to find out about that stuff, you know.
But we're digging deep down a rabbit hole that we should maybe together tackle on a little bit deeper one day. Absolutely. But there are advertisements. They sell advertisements to cannabis lights that show cannabis being grown. They sell advertisements to CBD companies. They're selling you fucking weed through YouTube already, yet totally pushing down the creators that boost the concept of that on their even platform. And there's nothing we can do about it, because when we complain, when I've made videos in the past where I don't smoke pot, I don't really, I might swear a little bit, but that's fine. But I don't do anything that's against the terms of service, yet they age restrict and hide the video because I'm calling YouTube out on their hypocrisy and I'm proving it. Exactly. And they age restrict, gate my video so that it won't go public. It can't be shared publicly. And what can we do?
Keep fighting the good fight, man. That's all we can do. So turning the discussion then to more of legalization, especially the federal side down in the United States, do you think that's going to change the game for us? Do you think that's going to help? And where do you think that is going to, when do you think that's going to be?
Hopefully soon. Yeah. I mean, New York falling is big.
Well, Virginia too. I mean, that's a really
I forgot about that.
You know, southern state.
Those two big dominoes falling is huge now. Mm-hmm. There's only a couple more holdouts, and then it will be federally legal, at least decriminalized. Or I don't honestly understand the concept of the two of them a little bit. I smoke too much weed. But the point is, oh fuck yeah! I just freaking brain farted.
Yeah. Well, no, I think basically what you're getting at is the whole idea that it shouldn't be a Schedule I narcotic anymore. Yes. So it opens it up so it can be studied as a medicine and proper banking and stuff, and fix all the problems in the U.S. that seem to be stemming from it, and open the door for guys like us to help educate others and entertain others if that's what you want to do.
Yep. I'm a bit of a stoner, and I got my own issues and stuff, you know, and I have a hard time keeping perfectly perfect. I'm not a perfect human being, you know, and that's why I don't teach things, because I'm not fucking perfect, you know. I mean, I don't think anybody is, and I'm not knocking anybody that does teach, but I prefer the entertainment side. That was what I liked about when I was a tattoo artist. I was always on, and I felt that, like, I always did little magic tricks and really tried to ease the people that I was hurting. And there was something about the showboating of that I enjoyed, and that's what I still enjoy about this. And that's what's driving me for YouTube. That's what I enjoy.
Totally. And that's what drew me to your channel originally. It was, dude, you're a big personality and you're enjoyable to watch. And again, folks, if you're not subscribed to his channel, go check him out. What do you think industry could be doing more of to help out the home grower?
They're starting to do it. They're starting to a little bit. Well, I guess it depends on which industry you're talking about. But if you just want to sort of say, like, as a hub, they're starting to connect with smaller people and smaller growers more and more and more. But if you're talking more like the legality of countries and how they treat cannabis, I feel one of the things I would like to see more of is craft cannabis becoming more of a thing, allowing smaller micro grow things and easier access. Because from what I understand, the micro grow licenses is like fucking pulling expensive teeth.
I've looked into it myself.
Everybody just goes, ugh, fuck.
Oh, yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I think it was something to the effect of, you got to have a full building set up, enough capital for 6 months, security, all that stuff.
Before it's not accessible.
Even let you apply. It's exactly
not accessible. There's no way that a home gardener with even a shed full could do anything right now. And it would be nice to be that they could have, let's say I got 25 pounds of this beautiful stuff that was whatever with my 4 license or whatever the case. I don't know. It all depends, but have your stuff tested and be able to sell it through legal avenues like that. And then home growers encourage gardening, you know. There's small co-ops where I live that are starting to do more encouraging backyard gardening, and they're buying food from locals and stuff. And it would be neat to see cannabis take that route a little bit, because the LPs are fucking just late and dry and shitty and expensive. And grow your own, folks. Grow your own.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, sir. I couldn't agree with you more. What chore do you hate doing in the garden, CannaBeard?
Watering. Yet I love it. It's the essence of all life, but it's heavy, and I got nerve damage. So that's the problem, right? Lugging water around is my bane of my existence, and I'm trying to automate it, or at least mitigate it.
I've noticed you've started bringing the blue mats in. How are you liking those?
So far, so good. They come with a cost.
Yes.
And the cost is gnat flies by the billions. You create moist environments, you got issues, and you got to combat it.
Very true.
That
very true.
Brings me to a point, actually. I did just recently order a whole bunch of beneficial bugs, actually, on your recommendation. Thanks, sir.
Buglady.ca if you're up here in Canada, guys. Otherwise, and this is the thing. So I just take the conversation offline for a second here. People who come to me and ask me questions about bugs and stuff. And guys, if you've got a problem with bugs, take the best pictures or videos that you can and go and talk to a good entomologist, a bug person. Because guys like myself, I don't know jack about bugs. You know, I do my best I can to help you in that sense. But, you know, I can also recommend some potential predators and whatnot. But identification and stuff, it's just you're best to go to the pros. And they're always willing to help you, it seems. They're bug people. They like talking about bugs. It's like us weed people and talking about weed. Anyway, so you've got, of course, a bug issue that you're dealing with. Now, what do you normally do for IPM? Are you doing much at all?
I haven't had much pests. To be honest, I've been, like, knock on wood, I've been crazy lucky growing indoor. Yeah. Now, I've got a small to medium gnat fly infestation in my living soil tent right now. My indoor peppers are fine, and everything else that I've grown in the house have been fine. You know, the occasional gnat fly, but you know, you get a couple of them sticky traps, and you kill about 4 of them, and then you don't see them anymore, and that's it, right? But the living soil beds are a different ballpark.
It's a balance, right? It's just finding that balance. You've got one type of bug.
I've tipped my scales and I need to fix it now.
Exactly. It's one of those things, you know, it's the watering is awesome, and the plants love it, but without something to control some of the downsides, then you're going to run into some problems and stuff.
Creating an environment for these pests to just thrive in. So we got to now add a new thing to the scale and tip it back again.
Yeah. Well, and the fun thing about the predator bugs, especially in regards to the gnats, is in about 3 days after application, you'll wonder if you ever even had them. So they're just
that's fast, eh?
Wow. Yeah, they really work well. I've got a couple in my system. I've got the Stratiolaps. That's probably what they recommended to you, I'm guessing. But I've also got rove beetles that came in some compost.
Both. I went going for a 1-2 combo.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the rove beetles are neat, man. They're like these little lazy insects. They look like flying jays.
I've seen a picture of yours, or a video rather, on Instagram of your beetles just wiggling in and out of your top bed there, and that's why I decided to message you about those. I was like, okay, what are you using? Yeah, because you got similar beds, and I'm just new to it.
Totally. And I've had the occasional gnat pop up, and then that's it. The occasional one they get taken care of. And you know, I think that's the thing. It's living soil. You have to understand that you're going to have the beneficial as well as the not so beneficial. But as long as you've got a strong, healthy system, those non-beneficial organisms and issues aren't really going to get a chance to take hold. So what do you got growing on right now, Beard? Tell me about your favorite strains, what you got going on in the tents, and you know what you look for when you're growing.
Currently, I've got set up in the grow garage a 5x5, which is the full living soil bed. I'm trying a new, well, it's all new to me, but I'm trying a no-till 10-gallon with a stacked pot system so that I can cut off the top stack when I'm done and thus bring in a new one and no-till the bottom.
That's such a neat idea too. I love that idea. So I'm following along for sure.
I read about it somewhere and I was just like, that makes sense to me. That really does. I'm also going to try that on my outdoors this year. I'm going to be using 30-gallon, which is huge, I think, but 30-gallon pots outside. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm growing them in cloth pots right now, and I'm just going to kind of cut their bottoms off and just kind of place them on top there.
Well, and just taking a page from that, because I was feeling inspired by the idea. I'm on a quest to grow, and this has nothing to do with cannabis. I'm on the quest to grow a big pumpkin. I want to do a 100-pound pumpkin. So I'm thinking I'll get it started here inside probably tomorrow even. And same idea, 5-gallon pot. When I go to stick it outside in my giant 4x6 bed, I'm just going to cut the bottom off and let her go. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, you're definitely onto a neat idea here.
I like to follow that because I grew a pumpkin last year and I didn't know what I was doing. It was this big. I didn't pollinate it, right? So only one pollinated on this like 30-foot vine. And it was like this big.
The joys of gardening, man. You're always learning something.
That's fun, though. I'll do better this year.
For sure. Okay, so I sidetracked you there. So back into the grow room. So you've got the 5x5 with the living soil. What else?
The other one is currently, that's photo period, by the way.
Yep.
And the other tent is a 4x4. And I've just been running Autoflowers in that. I actually ran Autoflowers in both tents all winter long so that I didn't really have to worry about heat control in my garage. I just sort of made sure that the lights were keeping the tents at the warmth that I wanted them and just let them go.
Great idea. Yeah, that works.
Now that it's spring, I just love Autoflowers. They're so fast they're fast and fun, all these crazy flavors and stuff, right? But, we all know photo periods is where the serious growing is, and but not to diminish serious autoflower growers, because I love them, man. They're great. I want to do both constantly is where I'm really at. I like both. I think they both have absolute uses. They're both good for their own reasons.
And they present unique challenges and whatnot, and I think that's the fun part about it. Tell me a little bit more about growing autos and challenges that you've had and how you've overcome them.
Careful with super soil and Autoflowers.
Yeah, they're not that hungry. Yeah,
they. I find that super soil tends to be a little hot for Autoflowers. I keep burning babies up too young, and I keep making the same mistake, and I keep wanting to use it, and it's just not working very well for me. So I'm kind of. I've had my best success with Autoflowers with like a straight up Pro Mix mycorrhiza, like HP right there, man. Just that. And then you can top dress it or liquid or whatever the heck you use, but just go with a fairly inert medium. I find their autos are just so sensitive that you look at them funny and then they're toast, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They can be.
Yeah. Well, every time I talk about autos, I seem to bring up Bill Ward. And I don't know if you've ever seen his channel on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
That guy's a monster.
He frequents my live streams every once in a
while. Does he?
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out some way to work with him, but he doesn't do lives, and I'm all about lives. So
no doubt.
We'll figure it out one day. I enjoy his show.
He does just amazing things, not only with autos, with photos as well. That guy definitely has his game on.
Yeah, so, he makes me look bad.
he makes us all look bad, or maybe something to achieve.
Yeah, it's good.
When you're picking a strain, when you're doing a hunt for that next best lady, what are you looking for? What do you like in a flower?
For me, because I'm a concentrate man, I like it, obviously high terpene and THC, and if I'm going CBD levels, high levels of everything, right? But it is a balance, because I find that super terpy strains have a hard time stabilizing when you're trying to make extracts sometimes. Especially because I'm a really big fan. What this is a 1-to-1 CBD THC ratio for a concentrate, so that that's my daily go. I don't get too stoned on that, and I can still function properly and smoke it kind of all day long.
Right.
And it sort of helps with some of the mitigation of some of my pain, and just keeps me keeps me moving. But I always look for something that either squishes good or that concentrates good, I guess, is the bottom line. You can edit out all that jammer there. But yeah, basically just something that stabilizes well as a concentrate, you know. That's where my heart lies. So it's gotta squish good or concentrate good, period.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm on the hunt here myself for a really good squishing strain, and well, I've just brought down the first of the phenos there, and I got the others coming down in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. We'll see. So, who knows? Who knows? What product do you think everybody should be using in the garden?
A really good pH pen.
Interesting.
I've gone through like 5 of those $20 ones, hoping that it's going to work every time, and they always die on me every time. I've spent over $100 on garbage pH pens before I finally just bought one of those Blue Lab ones that are like $100, and I've never looked back. Get a good certain tools, spend the money on. One of my best recommendations to new growers, when they always ask me, like, what should I do? What about this setup? What do you think of this? I say, spend all of your money on your light.
Yeah.
You can build a junk tent. You can paint a wall. You can put cardboard and grow in a cardboard box. If you've got a good light, you need a good light and a good genetics. That's it. Everything else you can half-ass. Everything else you can half-ass, but those are two you just can't mess with that.
I've got a video about building a $25 grow tent, and basically some poly, some duct tape and whatnot. But you're so right on that. The light is the engine of the grow. It's what's feeding your plants. All the minerals and everything in the soil, that's just supplementary sustenance for the plant. So if you're not going hard with that light, then you're gonna run into, well, less than ideal yields. What do you like for lights? This transformer light that you have going there. Well, tell me a bit more about that and how that's been going for you.
It seems to be doing well. I mean, I haven't really grown much under it yet. I'm sort of under contract with another company, so I can't really show it off too much at the moment.
Gotcha.
But it's neat. The problem is it's not publicly available at this exact time. So I've had so many people go, where do I get it? I've been Googling it everywhere and I can't find it. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I probably should have held that video for a little longer. I honestly, it was supposed to be out already. It's not my fault.
Gotcha. Well, neat looking unit, and it's just versatility and whatnot. I really like stuff that you can do more than just its basic function with.
Yeah.
Keeps it real, as it were.
But I think as far as like favorite lights go, I think I've had some of my best results, honestly, with Spider Farmer lights. I mean, my favorite lights that I own are my electric skies. Those things are fucking Cadillacs.
Do you have the V1s, the V2s?
V2s. I'm waiting on. There's supposed to be a V3 kit coming out.
I've heard, yeah.
I'm still waiting. Who knows? But those are beautiful lights. They're a little smaller footprint than I would wish they were for how big and pricey they are. But like I said, they're Cadillacs. They're beautiful lights. But as far as, bang for buck, if anybody asks me high recommendations, I have to go to Spider Farmer for, that's probably between Mars Hydro and Spider Farmer just fighting so hard right now for that, that place. And there's a lot of lights that are just as cheap out there.
Point out these ViparSpectras. They've been killing it, man.
There's a lot of companies out there that are really coming up to compete with these two titans.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
They're not fucking around, and ViparSpectra is one of them that is not fucking around. They got good lights right now.
The solid construction, I'm just super impressed with it and whatnot. But ultimately, who's winning is going to be the consumer, because, guys, what you're now getting in, like, even just these tiny entry-level lights is something near equivalent to the HLGs or the electric skies that a couple years ago you're paying several $100s for. So again, we're just winning. But then the stuff that they got on the newest, the new Cadillac lights and stuff, like these Samsung 351s, was it the optic? I can't remember the model name of it here, but there's a new optic light out. It's got a controller that allows you to manipulate spectrum and whatnot, plus dial in additional UV. Oh, this thing's a beast. One of my viewers, Chris Little Nugs, he's been just raving about this thing, and well, I'm super happy with my HLGs. It's got me going, maybe I need an upgrade. Of course, that would have to go through the life. Optic, yeah. I can't. It's got the new Samsung 351s in it and stuff. But just like I say, it's a beast of a light.
I'll look into it.
Really interesting. Yeah, for sure.
Ooh, I see the controller right now. Ooh, it's pretty.
yeah.
Okay, later.
And everybody else is pausing the show to Google. But just finish watching the video games. But and that being said, we are getting close to the end here, Beard. What do you think the next big thing is for cannabis? Where are we going in this crazy market of ours?
I don't know, man. I really thought about that question a long time, and I don't know what to say to that. I really don't. The industry changes so often and so much that it shocks me in good and bad ways. So I never know what to expect, man. And I think as the industry expands, the public is going to become a lot more involved with it, more vocal. They're going to start listening. They better.
We can hope.
Yep. But I have no idea what the future holds. It's a glorious mystery. I look forward to finding out. Fair
enough. Yeah. And a very valid answer. And everybody on the show has had a bit of a different one. It's going to be an interesting next couple of years and stuff. And hopefully we see a lot more legalization. And at least that, if not federal legalization, down for our friends in the States, at least less of a issue with it overall. Beard, it's been awesome having you on the show. Why don't you tell the folks where they can find you other than here on YouTube?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on the Twitter. I barely tweet, but I am there. The Discord group. Any of my new videos on YouTube or on Instagram as well. There's links in my bio to that. The Discord is the place to be. You should join the Discord yourself.
I'll have to look into that. I keep hearing about this Discord thing, so I've honestly never looked at it.
It's a mouthful. I can't explain it right here, right now, but it's a good platform. It really, truly is a good thing.
Nice.
It's been most beneficial to the community at large.
And that's what it's all about, man. The community, helping them out, keeping them entertained, and everybody growing that good dank. CannaBeard, I've absolutely enjoyed having you on the show today. We're definitely going to have to do this again in the future, sir. That's it. That's all I got. Any last words?
Stay home, wash your fucking hands, grow something, grow weed, grow vegetables, grow. Stay home and grow.
And do it organically or whatever.
I was already a hermit. This shit is easy, man. This pandemic, I just stay. It's not easy. I shouldn't edit that out. Don't say that. Just cut that shit out. I don't want to say that. That's a bad road. But yeah, grow everything.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, guys, there you go. CannaBeard grows. Go check him out on Insta. Go check him out on YouTube. Over on this Discord platform I keep hearing so much about. CannaBeard, thank you so much. Absolutely loved having you here. Have a fantastic rest of your day. We out.
Thank you for having me.